Since October of last year, there's been something like 6,668 refugees allowed into the country. All but 3 were white South Africans.
So which is it, folks? Willful ignorance or outright deceit and lying? How is it that this pathetic program called The View, or as I prefer to call it, the dystopian View, can have such ill-informed race hustlers on its program? Ana Navarro falsely claiming that since October of 2025, this fiscal year, FY 2026, of the 6,669 refugees that came here, only 3 of them were non-white. Now, of course, this is because she is not very bright and believes the nonsense that the legacy media publishes. Now, I have been at the forefront of reporting on what's going on with this refugee program. That is a true figure for non-South Africans, but not for non-whites. Non-South Africans, only 3 Afghans have come over. They came over in November, and all 3 went to Colorado, as I've reported since December 5th when that monthly report came out. But of course, these dimwits on the dystopian View are either intentionally misleading and lying to you, and they're doing this with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. He didn't respond to this very well. But let me respond to Ana Navarro. First off, your claim that only 3 non-white refugees have come over is pure propaganda. It's disinformation. On Monday evening this week, just 2 days ago, I had dinner with more people of color from South Africa than your lie of only 3 people coming over. I had dinner with a family of Indians, 4 of them, who are not white, who came over from South Africa's refugees. Previously, the day prior to that, I met with a family that has 2 black children. So already we have 6 non-white South Africans living in a very small area that I met. And the previous couple days, I met with a colored family in Decatur, Georgia, taking the number up to 7 non-white refugees. And that's just from one brief little trip. Of course, I've famously interviewed plenty of non-white South African refugees who've come over to the country. You see, these people are granted access to multi-million-dollar contracts. They get television appearances, they get fame and fortune, and they lie to you every single day. I'm not advocating for refugees to come here. I'm not discouraging refugees to come here. But I report the facts because the facts are what matter in life. The truth is what matters. And Ana Navarro is a propagandist for the dystopian View. Shame on this publication, and shame on the briefers for the vice president for not having prepared for that ambush to answer the question and say, guess what? Black, brown, Indian, colored, white South Africans have all come over here in President Trump's refugee program.
So, first of all, I'm very skeptical of that number because we have a lot of different immigration pathways in the United States of America.
I don't know the exact number of those who are not white who came over since October, and I don't really care because it's not about numbers. It's about the truth. And these clowns on the dystopian View couldn't handle the truth, so they lie on air. This just dystopian, vile, repulsive race hustling network that, of course, has Whoopi Goldberg, who was previously sanctioned for her comments about Jews, ironically. Ana Navarro spreading propaganda about America, lying to mislead the low-information fools who watch their program. Well, Trump administration, why don't you get some people informing the president, vice president, who know what they're talking about? Or maybe if you have those people, maybe you should listen to them, because this response was not acceptable by the vice president. The reality of the matter, folks, is that these media types lie to you every day. They take facts. It is factual. 6,669 refugees had arrived from October 1st, 2025 through May 31st of 2026. And of them, only 3 were not South African. But the problem is that these idiots believe that the refugee program for South Africa is for whites. They're too lazy or too unwilling to go to the U.S. Embassy website, za.usembassy.gov, and read the requirements. And then they spread this propaganda, discouraging people from coming to the country. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. But this is what we deal with. This is media in America and around the world. Liar, liar, pants on fire. The 5 Pinocchios award goes to Ana Navarro, who lied about what's happening. Shame on her.